Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. It's Nat Walsh here with you today. I am a little bit flustered and we'll get to that in a minute. I am going to be playing with the Altenew Gilded Rose. This is given to me by someone else sort of thing. I'm not too sure about the colours that I'm going to play with. We're going to end up playing with the blue, and I don't regret it. It's a little bit different, but I like it. So I've gone through off the website and marked down, like someone gave it to me. It's not something like it was theirs and I don't have the packaging anymore. I've marked down these little lines that you can see. I've sort of figured out roughly the placement according to the website. So we're going to just go with that. Of course, you can move it around. It doesn't matter. But I've got a starting point. You know what I mean? And I've marked these little notches, which is the same off the Altenew website. And yeah, we're going to start with some blues. So the blues are also Altenew because I figured, well, they're a 4-step. I think they're great because they've got the 4 different colours and I don't have to think about it. And sometimes my brain thinks way too much. So this first colour that we're going to use is, I'm going to kill some of these pronunciations. See how the marks line up sort of thing, and you can get the idea of where everything goes. So we've got iceberg. I can do that one, nice and easy. We've got eastern sky, ultramarine. That was a little bit more harder. I can do that one though. The one that I'm going to have a problem with is, I have no idea how to say it. Agurite? Don't know. Don't sue me, but there you go. Agurite. That is going to be my 4th darkest colour. So I'm just sort of getting a rough idea with the other stencil still there. My head's going to get in the way a little bit, just trying to make sure it is all lined up. Mask the very corner, but I didn't have to because, well, I did sort of mask the corner only because, we're going over the other colour there. But honestly, I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to cut it off. So some of the work that I do in this is redundant. But at the same point, I'm happier to be safe than sorry. You know what I mean? So, especially with the top, but it holds it all down. This is going through that last colour that I can't pronounce. And there is my rose. Now, this is the first time I've played with it. I will go back in off camera and darken up that lighter colour a little bit more, but it's not going to be too much of a gist. I'm getting inspiration from this image. It's not going to be the same, but, we're going to have fun with it and it's going to be a little bit different and I'm loving it. This is the... I haven't written it down. Stampendous. Hang on one sec. You're probably all screaming at the screen. No, it's not Stampendous, Nat. It's Penny Black. Penny Black Wondrous. I'm going to use a little bit of Memento Tuxedo Black because I'm going to do a little bit of Copic colouring. I'm just going to do a little bit on the rose just to make it pop out that little bit more because it's, as I said, it's the first time I'm playing with it. So it's a bit of fun. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to place all my leaves. I am going to colour leaves that I do not need at all. You mark these down and you can never get things back exactly where they were. For my first combination, we're using G28, YG67 and YG03. And I'm just making a little bit of a darker down at the base of the leaf. Now, some of the colouring I'm going to cut out because they're all coloured exactly the same. I have done the stem in these particular ones, but you don't need to. And I don't really think you really would notice it if you looked at the card. But I'm going to show you a little bit because it is quick. It is very quick and easy. I'm not worrying about veins. I'm just putting that colour down, getting a little bit carried away. So we use a white RO blender, which is not actually a blender. It's sort of a remover. The next combination we have E19, YR18 or YR04. I'm going to come through, I'm going to try it with the YG67 to put a little bit of green in it. But then, yeah, I'm going to go back through in the end because I wanted them sort of to have a little bit of a transition. So the two colors, so this one and the next one is going to have one from the combination beforehand. Because opaque, Copics are not opaque, they're transparent. This is going to give just a little sense of the green, a little bit of a transition. But honestly, I was just playing with this, just seeing what I could do. I'm just checking what I want to colour. You're not going to see much of some of those, as I said, some of the petals that I'm going to be doing, but that's okay. This is the R29 and Y19. Now I'm going to come back in with the YR18 just to, as I say, give that little bit of transition from the one prior. So it's a little bit brighter, shall we say, a little bit more yellow. But I thought, let's give that a crack. Let's get down to why I'm so excited. So this morning, I'm doing the voiceover the same day as I'm uploading this, the 11th of February. The last couple of days, we've been planning a trip, and I am heading with my mother to go and see my aunt. So I'm leaving all the boys behind. Let's go back to this. As a bit of an interest, I'm a little bit nervous about what to colour with my rose. It's not something I've done before, but I'm going to put a little bit of definition just at the base of that rose. So I've envisioned it's not quite full bloom to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe that's full bloom. And so then you get petals down the bottom, the first petals that open up a little bit quicker. So I'm just putting a little bit of colour, a little bit of depth into that in certain places. And I'm only doing little tiny bits here and there. So we've got B95 and 93. So I'm leaving the boys behind. I'm coming to America. I'm very, very excited. I have been to America once before. I am definitely going to be hitting up and checking out your Hobby Lobby and your Michaels for all my American peeps. I am so super stoked. And this morning I booked a trip to the Grand Canyon. So if you're from America, you're watching me here, and I'm sort of, clearly you know where I'm roughly going to be. It's a day trip over to the Grand Canyon. We're flying down to Vegas. There's a day trip over to the Grand Canyon, so that sort of area. If there's something else I really, really need to see, put it down in the comments box below. But I am definitely going to hit up Hobby Lobby and Michaels, because all you guys, you make us so jealous because you have all these cheap craft supplies at Hobby Lobby and Michaels and everything else. And it does cost us because we are quite a fair way. You can see here that I've used this panel before. This is what I try to do with a lot of my cardstock, to rather than I've still got small pieces and everything else, but rather than having lots of little pieces and everything else, I cut it out of the center of a matte panel. And this way I can still use it as a matte, generally speaking. And I don't know, because you're never going to see the middle bits in things. So there's the middle bits of behind your cardstock. So there's a little tip for you. I've used a little bit of Winker Stella, and now I'm going in with some glossy accents just to give it some little bit of raindrops without them being too obvious. Like the little clear crystal cabochons, they tend to be a little bit quite large. So we're going for very, very nice and small. So there's my news. I'm very excited. That's the card for today. And if you like what you're watching, hit the subscribe button and the like button, letting YouTube know. Take care. Talk to you soon.